Okay, 1807, good luck. So we've not played before, no head-to-head score. 3,000 games for my opponent, very good. Let's play the normal Caro. Okay, d5 is still, I think, the standard move to play. You can play e5 as well, I think, here. Do I want to do it and mix things up? I'm going to go e5 and d6 just to mix the structure up and challenge d4. We might end up with something like this and spend an extra move on it. Or we might not, but we're just going to still try and castle. Obviously I can do this to really cramp d4, but it gives my opponent the space for his knight. So he has come forward, so I'm going to take. Okay, now I'm going to develop just so I've got the option to castle. Right, so we've castled, so dangerous bishop coming. Probably knight up something like this. I'll guess he'll want to push. Let's play knight up so we can try and jump in and challenge that bishop. Knight forward, okay. I think I'm going to go here with a view to jumping over. I'll pre-move in case he takes. The same option here if he castles. Let's see what he does. Goes back. So, is it sensible or silly to try and open things up? I've got bishop up to encourage a pawn push. I don't think that does much here. F3 back and round. Yeah, I'm going to do that way, I think. I don't mind if he takes. I don't think he will, though. Okay, so we've managed to get rid of that bishop. So now what do we do to actually progress things? Let's just play a rook across and threaten to push on. Depends how aggressive he wants to be, if he wants to really push on. Obviously I don't want to allow my queen to stay in a long-term pin here. Goes back, so I will jump back immediately to hit that bishop, drive it back. But we do get the benefit of hitting a pawn as well, so you might need to take now. Yeah, pre-move in case he does, so just rook across. This pawn obviously is my weak link here, so I might need to push it on anywhere. So up, takes, it seems like a decent move. It's my one real big weakness, having a backward pawn like that. Okay, I might get an isolated pawn, but if we trade things off, then my weakness has vanished, in theory. So now we can try and double the rook, so we can try and solidify these pawns, but opponent's got the same issue there. So if we double up, trade, queen check, up, takes. I'm not sure quite like the look of that. I think I'm better off to just take and maybe rook across now. Then if we trade, I get queen over. It feels like I've got better development. So let's play rook over. Going to be difficult, obviously, to win this one. Now, can I activate my knight? Or the pawns, but I feel like my knight wants to be on a better square. So they're my two real options. Does it make a difference? Maybe. We can try and put the queen forward, but obviously there is a check, isn't there? Yeah, let's put the pawn on a dark square, just so if he gets a background check, he's not hitting the pawn in one move. Just so my queen's got the option to waddle off somewhere. Otherwise, I'll try and activate my knight. My opponent will probably do the same thing. It's very symmetrical. Okay, so now I've got the option to maybe come forward. Check, up. So I'm going to do that. Just centralize the queen. I've got a square for the king. So now we've got to check, threaten, collect if his queen wanders off. Otherwise, maybe a move like knight across. Okay, so he's played queen over, so that gives me a tempo with knight forward. I don't see anything better. He can force an endgame. Check up. Oh, you might want to try and collect this pawn. Check up, takes. Yeah, so knight here might be the better option. I'll just queen back. I want to play queen back. I'm down to 2 minutes, but now it's a little bit easier to play for both of us because the queens are off. So knight up is an obvious target. Okay, now he can obviously try and step up one, but he can't actually then step up the others without shifting his knight. So we're going to try and run our king up. But now my knight's not useful attacking this pawn. So how do we do it? I'm going to come back to try and jump here now. Well, maybe king up. So king up allows him in here. I don't want that, so I'll push this pawn and then maybe king up. He's got this as well. Let's go here as well. This is where the endgame gets very tricky because it's very easy to go wrong. I'm going to try and come in and target his pawn. There's no knight jumps here, but he can go this way potentially. He's gone back. So let's step up and try and step in. If we can win a pawn and get an isolated pawn, a passed pawn, it gives us a real chance, but we're very low on time. Right, we've got a passed pawn now, so can we use it? Oh, that's a check. I think he's just blundered the game. He's got the knight off, so now I can just ignore my pawn in principle and just go after these. Yeah, let's push these up first to secure the pawns forward. But in principle, I can ignore this now because you need a lot of moves to collect it. I'll just run over and collect at this end. Yeah, just start running over now, then I can run this one as a distraction. He'll have to concede ground at some point. It should be winning now. Now we just come in. Okay, we get a very good win there. So it was really just a one move mistake, I think, but let's see what the engine says how we actually played it. 45 moves we played, so they're the move times. So put it through the engine and see how we actually played it. Yeah, so this is, you can see it's going back over to show us where we gained advantage. So we gained an advantage and then we messed up, so we're +2 better nearly here. We shouldn't have taken the pawn, it's saying there. We should have played a5 instead of taking the pawn. And then he should have taken it with the knight, not with the pawn back, and that gives us the same advantage. And then we just managed to play it well, and his blunder was king e3, allowing the... Hold on, what was the blunder here? Knight check. King e3 there, yeah. Allowing us to get the knight off the board. And then we've got the outside pawn. So his king's got to deal with that, which means he can't really stop this as well. So we managed to convert it very well. So 94% versus 88% accuracy. Send a pawn lost 17 versus 32. So very good.